this rather extraordinary meeting of the Cupertino City Council. It is December 5th, and it's around about 6:45. So we'll get started with the roll call, if Madam Clerk will please call it.
Council members Dolly Sandoval.
Present.
Chris Wang.
Right here.
Patrick Kwok.
Here.
Orrin Mahoney.
Here.
Mayor Richard Lowenthal.
Ah, what a sweet sound. To be heard no more. Thank you very much, and I'm here. If you could please all stand and remove your caps for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Over there.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. You may be seated. We have a few ceremonial matters here, which we might have to stretch a little bit. We're waiting for some special guests. But first, I wanted to open tonight's meeting in memory of a resident who passed away just last week. Her name is Lieselot Lee Gottwald, and you probably all know her as Michael's mom. She's been ill for quite a while. And died peacefully just last week. So maybe just a moment of silence here for Lieselot. All right, thank you very much for that. And Michael and Rudy, our thoughts are all with you, of course, tonight. We have, on the last day of being mayor, you have all these things. You have to write pardons for everybody to get out of jail. You try to use up your stationery, which I've been trying to do, writing letters of recommendation for people because pretty soon it wouldn't be the truth. I have some business cards. Anybody looking for some business cards? These are soon to expire, and they are available. But one of the things I would like to do is recognize a valued member of our community, and that's Ann Wu. Ann, could you come up, please? Yeah, pick a microphone. I think they'll probably all work. As you may know, Ann Wu runs the Chinese Performing Artists Association, which we're proud to host in Cupertino over at the Valco Mall. And she's been a great member of our community and has volunteered for everything. And we want to recognize her efforts for our community here tonight. And so I will read this proclamation. Whereas the city of Cupertino wishes to recognize the outstanding cultural contributions made by the Chinese Performing Artists of America, and whereas this organization promotes community awareness of cultural diversity through its lively and colorful performances, and whereas CPAA was founded in 1991 and entertained and enthralled hundreds of thousands of spectators from school children to senior citizens, and whereas CPAA celebrates its 15th anniversary with a performance of Eternal Moon River, a program of classical Chinese contemporary ballet and folk dances at the San Jose Center for the Performing Arts. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Richard Lowenthal, for the next few minutes, and the Cupertino City Council do hereby salute the Chinese Performing Artists Association on the occasion of its 15th anniversary and wish CPAA continued success, bringing high-quality cultural events to the residents of Cupertino and the surrounding area. I have this for you.
Thank you.
You can.
Ann, would you like to speak to the audience? Oh. But no advertising. I know you like
No advertising.
Well, because it's over, the advertisements no longer work. Anyway, we are very happy to have the occasion, and we have a big celebration. And some of you came, okay, and also a lot of our friends too. And some people said, that's the best, or at least one of the best. Okay, so I know that some of you were invited but didn't come. Now, can you promise 15 years later, you all will come? Okay, thank you.
If I'm still walking. All right, thank you very much. Next, we wanted to do a couple more ceremonial matters. We want to thank some special friends of the city, and we'll start with Liz Niss. Liz helped us tremendously. If you don't know her, she's here in the front row. She's our supervisor for our district. This is Supervisor Liz Niss. A round of applause, please. You're going to just have to stand there for a while.
You really spotlight your people.
Tonight's my wordy night. It's worse than usual. Liz is a special friend of the city of Cupertino. Probably the most important accomplishment that we've had in recent years is one that you probably don't even know about. But it's changing an inequity in our tax structure. And it was done with Liz's help. There's a tax shift we did from the county gets some revenue to us getting the revenue instead. And for a long time, we've realized it should be that way, but to get people to give up money sometimes is challenging. And Liz, frankly, took the heat for us and went to the Board of Supervisors and convinced them that this was the right thing to do. She did it based on some things that the city has done on behalf of the county as well, and you know, we're all kind of all friends and doing things for each other, but Liz had to take some heat for this decision, and it's enormously important to us. It means over $1 million a year in new revenue for the city of Cupertino, without raising your taxes, by the way, for eternity. So, and building, as our tax base grows, that number will grow. And then we are treated fairly like the other cities, getting our 7% of the property tax dollar. So you all, and we owe an enormous thank to Liz, and we want to recognize that tonight, and I'll read her proclamation as well. She always kind of skips all this reading because she's a smart politician that doesn't want to bore anybody to tears, but I read them. Whereas the city of Cupertino wishes to recognize Santa Clara County Supervisor Liz Niss for exceptional public service to the people, families, and community of Cupertino. And whereas following the passage of Proposition 13 and the subsequent realignment of property taxes, the city of Cupertino received less than the 7% share of property tax allotted to all but 4 cities in the state. And whereas Liz has been a vigorous supporter of the city of Cupertino's efforts for tax equity allocation with the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors and the state legislature, and whereas Liz has demonstrated true leadership that will directly improve services to her constituents, now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Richard Lowenthal, and the Cupertino City Council do hereby commend and recognize Supervisor Liz Niss for her leadership, perseverance, and significant contributions to the city of Cupertino, as demonstrated by her successful efforts in support of the passage of Assembly Bill 117. Thank you very much, Liz.
Thank you. Thank you. Could I say something? I think what people may really want to know is the reason that and I know you all know this, but the reason the county felt quite dismayed about it is that money comes out of their bank account and will continue to do so. So it turned out to be a very good thing, I think, for the city, and I think it was the right thing to do, as Richard said. Surprisingly, I think, Richard, we've worked on this for 7 or 8 years,
yes,
all
we have,
told.
Forever.
It's a long, long time. So I'm extremely honored to get this, and thank you to all of you, Ollie, Kris, Richard, Patrick, and Orrin. I am absolutely delighted and feel very flattered to receive it. So thank you so much.
Liz, thank you for fighting for fairness.
Yeah.
Is Rebecca here?
She's not here.
Okay. I have another similar proclamation to give, but I think I'll wait to see if our other guest arrives, and we'll figure out how to do that. Maybe Kris will allow me to do that a little later in the program, since I won't be the boss anymore. At this point, let's see, I think we have some postponements. We don't want to do any real work tonight, heaven forbid. So, Madam Clerk, did you have a postponement for us tonight?
Yes, this would be the new business item, item number 5, asked to be continued to tomorrow's business meeting of November 6th.
Can I have a motion for that?
I move for postponement.
Second.
Please
Actually,
vote.
Well,
Oh,
What?
5.
are we actually moving item 5 to January 6th?
We're actually moving item number 5 to
January 6th.
January 16th. Yes, thank you.
Was that the motion?
Good
catch.
Okay, good. Please vote.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you very much for that. Get the business out of the way. The very important business we have tonight is to select a new mayor for the city. And as you know, in Cupertino, the way it works is you vote for a city council, and we are seated here, and then the council chooses who will be our next mayor. And we have all kinds of traditions we rely on here, but one thing for sure, we have a lot of good people to choose from. So I'm hoping somebody now could nominate somebody else here besides me to be the mayor of the city of Cupertino.
I would nominate Chris Wang to be mayor for the 2007 year.
I'd like to second that.
Please vote with your lights.
Motion carries unanimously.
Notice I was the first one to vote. All right. And we also, at this time, normally appoint a vice mayor. We will nominate and elect a vice mayor who will stand in when Kris can't serve, and then is presumably the mayor-elect. So do we have a motion for vice mayor?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Patrick Kwok for vice mayor for the upcoming year.
Please vote.
Oren?
Oh.
Motion carries unanimously.
So the next phase of this is where we swear these two people into their new roles. And to do that, Grace, you're going to take over at this point. Is that right?
Yes, we'd like to ask Judge DePozo to come and swear in Vice Mayor Kwok.
So Patrick, could you join Ron? Ron, thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you.
This is Judge Ron Del Pozo for those of you that don't immediately recognize him, as I'm sure most of you do.
I'm going to ask Supervisor Liz to come up and assist in the swearing in. Supervisor Liz?
Patrick, I don't have a robe.
That's okay.
You don't need one.
Yeah, the two of you will be standing in.
Are there X's? Oh, little boxes. We try to have very professional filming here. It is.
In front of camera.
Patrick,
Rick, we need, there we go.
well, I've known you for many years, and you're an honorable man, and you've done tremendous service to this community, and it was a great honor for me tonight.
Ron, we need to fix the microphone. We want to capture your words on permanent record.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
It's a great honor for me tonight to swear in both my friend and a terrific public servant of the community of Cupertino. And if you'll raise your right hand, Patrick. I, Patrick Kwok,
I, Patrick Kwok,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support and defend
to support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the constitutions of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the constitutions of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
to
the Constitution of the United States
to the constitutions of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the constitutions of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter
upon which I'm about to enter
for the city of Cupertino.
for the city of Cupertino.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce you to our new Vice Mayor, Patrick Kwok.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ron and Liz. Now, Grace, what do we do?
Supervisor Niss, if you would please stay up at the dais and help swear in our new mayor, Kris Wang.
Oh, Judge DeBoso, I would like to invite you up here too. Please join me.
I'm testing. It is on.
Yeah.
Okay, you're outside the box this time, Ron. Too bad.
Think outside the box.
We're taking turns being in the box tonight. First of all, as a former mayor, a couple of times, I want to tell you how honored I am to be here to swear in your mayor tonight. It's a major honor to do this, and of course, it's an honor to become the mayor of a city like Cupertino, which is such a very special city. And many, many people are here tonight to honor you, Kris, as you take on this enormous job, quite honestly. So with that, and with all your wits about you, it's now time to swear you in as mayor.
Thanks, Liz.
And you're going to say, I, and give your name,
I, Kris Wang,
do solemnly swear to support and defend
do solemnly swear to support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will be true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution
to the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and to the Constitution
and to the Constitution
of the State of California,
of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
that I will well
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which
the duty upon which
I am about to enter
I'm about to enter
for the city of Cupertino.
for the city of Cupertino.
Congratulations. So we have just presented to you the new mayor and the vice mayor of your fair city, and wish them both well in 2007. Thank you for inviting us both to be here.
Thank you,
Kris
Supervisor
and
Niss, and
Patrick.
thank you, Judge DePoso. Thank you, both of you. Thank you, everybody. Before I started, I'd like to recognize a few of the distinguished guests here tonight. We have introduced Supervisor Niss and Judge DePoso. We also have several former members. I can see former member Barbara Rogers there, and former member Michael Chen. And former member Sandra James. And from Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office, we have Commander John Hirakawa. And our Captain, Terry Caldro. Thank you. Caldro. Thank you. Sorry about that. Anybody? Oh, yeah, we also have the Director of Taipei Economic and Culture Center, Mark Liao. Thank you.
Undersheriff Bacon. Undersheriff Bacon.
Oh, Undersheriff. Oh, the Bacon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Did I miss?
Chamber of Commerce President Mark McKenna.
Yes.
Chamber of Commerce. There we go. President. And our librarian, you're here too, Mary Ann Wallace. Is she here?
Oh, we'll clap for her anyway.
All right. Thank you so much for everybody to be here with me. Jeff, you want to come forward to front? My brother-in-law just arrived. I know it's a long drive for you. Before I head back, I just wanted to take the moment to, to recognize a few close people that have been besides me, and they're here to support me tonight. It's my husband, Gene, and my entire family. Thank you for being my greatest supporters. And I apologize that I disappear a lot of Tuesday nights. And what Shenko, my son Shenko said, Daddy's cooking is getting better. So two of my sisters are here, my brother-in-laws, and a lot of my friends. I know some of you took off work earlier. You fought through the traffic and drove a long way here. I'm so appreciated. I just want to tell you that it's a great honor for me having you to share this moment with me. Thank you so much. Also, I would like to address these wonderful community members in our city. I know my English often leaves much to be addressed, to be desired, but as incoming mayor, I ask you to bear with me the best you can. My heart is always in the right place, and I intend to continue our city's great success. I want to, thank you. I want to share more about my thoughts with you at the State of City next month. But for now, I would say a large amount of my focus and energy will be toward public safety around our neighborhoods and schools. I'm also looking forward to working with Chamber of Commerce and helping our Cupertino businesses to continue to thrive. All right, thank you so much for the community members for your great support. As always, I'll look forward to working wholeheartedly toward an even better Cupertino. All right. And I also want to take this opportunity to tell you we have a wonderful city staff under the leadership of our city manager, Dave Knapp. Thank you. Thank you for keeping us, for your dedication and keep us all on track. And our city attorney keep us all out of trouble. My fellow council members, I have to say that I really learned an incredible amount from all of you, and especially Mayor Lowenthal. Thank you. You've been an amazing leader and mentor.
Thank you. Thank you, Kris.
You know, Richard, you seem to always set bar higher, so it will be my misfortune to follow him.
Thank you very much, Mayor Wang.
Thank you.
Get used to that.
I know we may have had our differences on the city issues before, but you've always been a great friend and my mentor too. With that, I would like to invite you up here so we can give you some thank you gifts for your service to our community. I had hardware. All right. Well, this is something for you to put in your room, okay? It's not a real one, but it's a nice symbol of your service as a mayor. You have another half? Okay, great. And Richard, I also have a personal gift for you. I don't know if you can tell, but I give you a hint. We all know that you love to write, whether email or public letters. So with this, no. Actually, it's a fountain pen. It was a rolling ball on it too. I hope you continue to write All right, as you have always done. I know. All right, and I believe that our city manager has something for you, but before that, I have one more gift. The next person, that's somebody that I believe my entire council would agree with me. This is one of the most important people in helping our mayor, Mayor Lowenthal, to do such a wonderful job. Alan Lowenthal, please come forward. Oh. Thank you for supporting Reacher. So this is just a small token of appreciation. All right. I just saw the mayor from Sunnyvale, Otto Lee, just joined us. Welcome, Otto. Is anybody new here? Okay, so Dave.
Yes, if I could take just a second and speak for myself and for the city staff. I want to tell you, Mayor Lowenthal, ex-Mayor Lowenthal now, that you've been great to work with. You have always worked in the best interest of the community, and you've worked very hard to build community. And I have to say, you've been the main defender against the two great enemies of community, selfishness and fear. And you have worked tirelessly to dispel myths and to get the truth out there to people. You've displayed infinite patience in responding to people and bringing people who are disagreeing back to the basic issue, and that basic issue, of course, is what's in the best interest for the community. It has been my privilege to work with you, and I want to thank you for your invaluable service and present you with a small token.
Don't go anywhere yet, Richard. You know you need more stuff for your wall. Come on back. And I must say that mine is not quite as elegant as yours is, nor as beautifully presented. I was very honored. But we would... But we would, again, like to present you with a commendation. And again, you're right, I'm not going to read it all, as I tend not to do. But let me tell you a couple of things about Richard. I've now known Richard for quite some time. I think I first met him in '99. We connect through Rotary. We've connected through some sport things. I've gotten to know his family, to know his wife. And Richard is an example of somebody who is exemplary in what he does. We do not share the same political party, but we share very much the same political values, the same core values. And I think when you sum it all up, I think Richard and I both feel that enormous commitment to public service that is what makes the difference in the communities that we serve. Richard, you have done an outstanding job. You have served as mayor twice. It is a huge job to do that. Having done it twice myself, I remember thinking the day after, Yahoo! Because when as much as it is a privilege to do it, it also is lovely when it's over and you can turn the reins over as you did tonight to Kris Wang. So I wanted to come with the best wishes of the 5 governing members, almost 5, we're currently 4, we'll be 5 next week, of the Board of Supervisors who all wish you the very best and just wish you bon voyage as you go back into just the everyday ranks, and we appreciate your having taken on this huge service for this particular year. So thank you so, so much. You're very welcome.
Okay, so we're moving on. We're going to open to the public. We're going to open to the public. You can speak by, then. So we'll move on to the comments by the council member. Who want to go first before I open to the public? Yeah. Or you always go first?
I'm on the end. So, I don't have a lot to say. First of all, everybody knows I'm the new kid up here, the new guy. I've been here a year, and it's been a great year, particularly under Richard's leadership. But I've just enjoyed the whole year and working with all my fellow council members. One of the things, I guess, that I take for granted because we're here in the city, that we all do work together on things. I don't think that's true everywhere, as I'm learning as I interface with other city council people. But we do get along. We have very common goals. I think that came out in the community Congress. We don't always agree on every issue, but I don't always agree with my wife on every issue either, and we still get along great. So that's, I think, one of the really important things up here. I'd like to echo what Kris said about Richard. I guess to me, the best thing about Richard, or the thing that I'm always amazed at, he always knows how to say exactly the right thing. I mean, there's all these ceremonial events, and he's always just putting the right phraseology on things and saying the right thing. And again, I'm like taking mental notes, you know, for the little ceremonial things I do in Sister City or whatever, to kind of learn from that, because that's one of the things. I also, just nobody should ever underestimate this Tax Equity Act, that the leadership that was there between Richard and Dolly both. You know, personally drove that. As you heard, it was years and years, and if there were betting pools, I think a lot of people would have bet against that ever happening. So again, that's just, you know, a tremendous accomplishment. And I'm looking forward to another great year under Kris's leadership. I think it's going to be great. We've got lots of good things to work on. The city's in very good shape and is a model community in many ways. And I'm looking forward to working for Kris, with Kris, to keep it going and make it even better. So.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. First, I'd like to. Are we on now?
No, that's well.
To recognize my wife for 40 years, Susan, sitting in here, and my entire family and grandchildren who are here tonight. And rather than just name them, just could you please stand up? It's really an honor for me to serve as vice mayor the second term. But when I first came in 5 years ago, guess who was the mayor? Richard Lowenthal was the mayor at that time. And he, along with former Mayor Sandra James and former Mayor Michael Chan, who are here tonight, had been mentors to me. I was kind of a bit scared when I first started with the City Council, but they have been really good to guide me along, and I owe a lot to Richard and his leadership the first year when I came in. And I'm going to give a few minutes of commercials, and Richard has done a lot of things actually coincide with serving as City Council. He was a past president of the Fremont High School Foundation, and he was a Rotary president while he was serving half-term in the Cupertino as mayor. He was a former CCS board. He also is in the library board, and he's also on the Metropolitan YMCA, and he's just been elected to be the chair of the Metropolitan YMCA. And he's also the founder of our Unity Parade, and among other duties. So Richard is fully committed to our community services, and I don't know how he can do it, you know, wearing so many hats at one time. But despite his busy schedule, he always show up at the meeting on time and perform his functions. And I think he is a strong leader and a very strong commitment to make Cupertino, to improve the quality of life at a better place to live. You know, we do have some differences in terms of some of the issues, but I think Richard is one of the many mayors, or one of the few mayors that could actually work together with our community and compromise. You know, I think the greatest thing in City Council is that, you know, respect the opinion of each other, but at the same time compromise and recognize the differences. And I think this is what Richard can do. And I think he also has a very strong, high energy intensity, and his passion and upbeat approach in many, many ways that impact our community, make this community a big benefit to this community. I know that we have some difficult time this year, okay, with a referendum, but we pull for, I think, council united together, and it's been a great year working with Richard. And I'm looking forward to work with Richard, As far as Kris is concerned, I'm looking forward to work with as vice mayor, and together I think we can even make this community really a better place to live, and we are really proud to serve this community. And I wish Kris the best of luck, and you'll be a great mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Patrick. I'm blushing.
Richard, I'm going to keep you the last, and I'm going to
Yeah, okay.
ask Dolly to go.
Thank you.
Just in case we run out of time.
Yeah, not when you have 5 politicians speaking, and then some. Richard, it's been an honor to serve with you for my 5 years here on the City Council thus far. You are articulate, you have vision, you stick by your word, you have commitment, you have a passion for community involvement, you facilitate meetings very well. We've seen a lot of economic growth, community growth, citizen participation throughout the city under your leadership. We've had some tough issues over the last few years, and yet I think when push comes to shove, there's not a soul in this room or in this city who would say that your commitment to making Cupertino better would be questioned. So I appreciate that. I appreciate your leadership and your stewardship, and I look forward to serving with you on the regular council member side for a year. Kris and Patrick, I think you both have some very big shoes to fill. I think in the role of mayor, Kris, you will learn to fill those shoes. You already have, as you've taken over some meetings over the past year when Richard wasn't here. So you've started already hitting the ground running. And I look forward to serving under your leadership.
Thank you.
And wish all of us well throughout this city of 55,000 people.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Dolly.
very much.
Thank you, Dolly. So, Richard,
They're in
you
trouble.
wanted to give some? Or we should open to the public?
3 minutes only, right?
3 minutes, I'm going to set it to
No, I do want to say a few things, if I may. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming. It's nice to see a packed house, and I am blushing. It's just very nice for you to come out and talk to us, whether you like one of us or the other of us or all of us, or just showing your appreciation for the hard work that a council does. We always appreciate seeing you here. Even those times when you don't quite agree with us, we're happy to see you engaged here. We're fortunate in Cupertino to have so many people that care so passionately that they're out there collecting signatures or coming and talking to us or writing their letters to the editor. But it's clear we all care, and we appreciate it. Even when we disagree, we really appreciate how much passion there is for the best for Cupertino. So thank you all for coming. I want to especially thank my family, Ellen and my 2 girls. They maybe don't want to stand up, but my daughter Kimberly Lowenthal and her sister Lindsay Lowenthal in the front row. Maybe could you clap for them to embarrass them? I appreciate the support of my colleagues. One of the first things you learn when you become a council member is that you're utterly powerless, because without 2 of your colleagues agreeing with you, you can do nothing. The mayor has a slight influence over the agenda, but other than that, we depend on each other to get anything done in Cupertino. So without the support of my colleagues, nothing could be decided here at Cupertino, and I deeply appreciate it. And I'm confident that Kris is going to be a fine leader this year, and I will be 100% in support of Kris's mission. Cupertino is fortunate to have such a great staff. You just don't know. These guys are professionals. They are great. We have the lowest cost city around, and wonderful service, very responsive, always there for us. Any issue comes up, Dave's on the phone. We just have the best you could possibly hope for in a staff, and maybe you could give a round of applause to our entire staff. For a moment of seriousness, we are lucky to live in a place of peace. A great deal of the world is not at peace in this holiday season. And I thought, whether it's civilians or our friends in the armed forces defending us, or anybody else in the world who's not at peace, if we could just have a moment of silence for those people who are unfortunately not as lucky as we are. I can't go a whole minute, but I'm serious about it. All right. I'm honored to have been the mayor of Cupertino. It's an exciting place to be with successful and energetic businesses, both high-tech and retail. We have spectacular schools, an involved citizenry that deeply cares, and an incredible and successful mixture of cultures. We have fine parks and extraordinary natural resources like our hillsides, our creeks, and our incomparable climate, which I think is why we attract so many people. The place is getting pretty packed. I've been on the council since the last century, and I know a lot of you feel that way and agree. And I'm very excited about the realization of some of our visions that have been happening and the visions we've been promoting. Primarily a vision of having things to do here in Cupertino, and that might be due to my kids who complain when it's boring in Cupertino. But we've all worked together to realize things like our civic plaza out here, which who would know, except for maybe Ralph, that the most favorite thing out there was the fountain, which is in continual use by the kids here. So that's Ralph's idea. But other things, for things to do, you know, in Cupertino we have our new library, we have our new community hall right here where we are, Cali Mill Plaza, the new senior center, the new sports center, our first teen center. We have exciting new retail establishments in Cupertino, and they're coming every day, like Pete's and Starbucks and Panera and Boulanger and BJ's and Elephant Bar and Lucky's across the street, and Chuck E. Cheese, I think, is just about to open, and so many more that have begun to make Cupertino into destination, and frankly, that was an issue. At least, you know, a decade ago, there was really not much to do here, and our council has worked hard to make this a destination, and we will continue to do more under Kris's leadership. I'm proud of our world-class services that we provide primarily through strong partnerships with people like Terry in the Sheriff's Department, whether it's our fine public safety services or our much improved garbage and recycling service, or having the #1 library system in the nation. We have great partners to help the city. I'm pleased to report that the city is on very strong financial footing, and that's a return to strong financial footing because frankly, we spent down our reserves to build the library and the Civic Plaza here, and then we had right after that a series of budget problems, which Liz helped us with, but also the success of our business partners has helped us with to get the city in good shape, and our reserves, I'll report, are in fine shape now, and Kris is getting started with a great financial base. I'm sorry that we don't see Carol Atwood here, but she deserves, oh, there she is, Carol Atwood, who deserves accolades for all of that. I'm almost finished. I'm excited, too, about our
Another 3 minutes.
our near-term future. We have the world's biggest Whole Foods coming here, something that I'm sure many of you are looking forward to, especially their world's biggest parking lot for a Whole Foods. So that's exciting. We have new retail coming here to our Civic Park. We are opening up Blackberry Farm and McClellan Ranch to our residents so that you don't have to pay $8. You'll be welcome there all year round. It'll be reopened as a nature park for you all to enjoy and spend time in. And we think it's a great resource in Cupertino, and you've paid for it, so you ought to be able to use it. So we're very excited about that. We're going to build a landmark pedestrian bridge across 280 to link two parts of our city, which were bifurcated by Highway 280 a while back, and this will allow you to walk across our city again, and we're excited about that. And it's going to be a spectacular landmark too. We have Apple Computer more than doubling their presence in Cupertino. Go buy iPods; they're good for Cupertino. And of course, we have exciting new plans for Valco that are starting to show signs of life. Those ambitious plans include theaters, new restaurants, a new food court, and an entirely reinvigorated retail businesses. With a little luck and a lot of hard work, these will begin to come to life during Kris's term. I want to close by thanking you all for your support and your trust. I was thrilled by the opportunity to serve as your mayor, truly, and I trust that you will all support Kris and the rest of our council just as you supported me. So thank you very much.
Wow, Richard, it is big shoe for me to fit. There's 3 pages report here for 1 year.
Thanks.
Now I'd like to open to the public. If anyone would like to give the comments, come forward. Yeah, we're not going to take a card, so if you can just line up. Do I miss any elected official here? No.
I don't think so.
I don't think we have more.
Unless
Okay,
they came
go
in.
ahead.
I just want to say congratulations to the city and to all of you, especially, I was a classmate with Kris when she was at the Leadership Cupertino.
That's
Congratulations.
right.
And
Thank you.
also Vice Mayor Patrick Kwok, really congratulations to you. I would like to present to Richard for all your support a painting that I did through the summer this year. And this is part of the series of Faces in the Crowd that Richard had done a lot of support work, become our role model. And I would like to present you with this painting, which is a mixed media.
Wow.
Whoa.
Thank you so much.
It looks better than
Got him on a good day.
Hi, my name is Ruby L. Bogan. I live in the Valco neighborhood, and I just wanted to let you know, Kris, how delighted my family and I are to be here with you when you're sworn in as mayor, and
Thank you.
congratulations.
Where's the microphone?
Those are
Right in front of
mics.
you.
Those are my.
Those sticks
And if we
there.
could get the speakers to say their name, that
Right.
would be very helpful. Thank you.
My name is Michael Gottwald. I'm a friend of Richard's and Sandy, and I would like the former Mayor Richard Lowenthal to step forward and the former Mayor of Cupertino, Sandy James, to step forward. Tonight, we honor our outstanding leader, role model, former mayors, and community persons in Richard Lowenthal and Sandy James. Thanks, former mayor and former mayor Richard Lowenthal and Sandy James, for everything you have done for us all in Cupertino as a former mayor and city council person. The youth and I and the elderly and disabled and everyone in Cupertino appreciate your help and friendship. Thanks for honoring me and the youth in sports, both of you, Sandy James and Richard Lowenthal, and the disabled and elderly for our accomplishments and successes. We wish you the best in your last term on the Cupertino City Council, Richard Lowenthal. We will miss you as our mayor of Cupertino, but at least we will have you still on the city council for one more year until the end of 2007. Thanks, former mayors Richard Lowenthal and Sandy James, for picking me and letting me throw out the ceremonial first pitch at Cupertino Appreciation Day at the San Jose Giants game and opening day of Cupertino National Little League. I truly appreciate it. Richard, you have accomplished a lot on the Cupertino City Council, and we are all proud of you. You are our leader and our hero and inspiration, so is Sandy James. Cupertino is better because of Richard Lowenthal and Sandy James. We are proud at what you both have accomplished for the city so far on the city council. And now we welcome our new mayor, Kris Wang, and Vice Mayor Patrick Kwok, and wish all of them the best.
Thank you, Michael. Those of you that know Michael Gottwald, his mother did die on the 2nd of December, and for him to come down here this evening and do something like this for both Richard and myself just speaks highly to the type of human being that Michael is. He's a very, very special part of our community, and thank you again, and our prayers and wishes go out to you and your family.
Thank you very much.
Wait, Michael, can't get away that easy. So, last time when I finished being mayor, in a rash move, I gave away my name tag to Michael, and then the staff gave me a hard time for misusing public funds or something like that. And Michael said he asked for one thing this time, which was to give him the nameplate, and I said, Michael, I'm already in hot water. But I still thought of something, Michael, since you made the special effort to come, and I thought I'd give you my name tag, and so you can keep that.
I should add that the name tags are replaceable. That is, we actually stencil these names on there so that we can use them over and over in an effort to save your hard-earned tax money.
I was next in line, so I'm not cutting in. I came this evening as a former colleague, resident, and a business person in the city of Cupertino. And Richard, first of all, I would just like to thank you very much for your year as mayor. Having done that job a couple times myself, I know what a challenge it is. And having served with you for, I believe it was 6 years on the city council, you are absolutely an honor to work with. You're always prepared. We have diligent and intelligent discussions. You and I agreed on almost everything, but on the occasions we didn't, we still respected each other as human beings and argued our cases fervently and voted our conscience. I think you've done an amazing job representing our community, all aspects of the community. And as you walk through this city, you will find there is much to be proud of in your accomplishments and for your family to be proud of. And Ellen, I also thank you because I do know how important it is to have somebody standing by your side when times are good and times are tough. So thank you very, very much, Richard. And it was an honor for me to serve with you all of those years, but especially at the year you were mayor. And then I would like to say, Kris, it's been fun working with you, and I have watched you and worked with you prepare yourself for this moment. We've talked about it many times, and I think you are very well prepared, and I believe you're going to be an outstanding mayor. I know your heart is in the right place. And by the way, while you say your English isn't perfect, I can't speak Chinese at all, so please don't apologize. You represent the best of us, and I know you're going to work very hard with your colleagues and reach out to any of us in the community that can be helpful. So I'm very proud of you, and I wish you the very best. And Patrick, you and I have worked together on so many things, and I have a great fondness, in fact, a love for you on many different levels, as you well know. So I wish you well again. I know you're going to be a great help to the rest of the council and a wonderful vice mayor, as you have been in the past. And so I just want to say, as 2 more roles here, I stand up here as president of the Organization of Special Needs Families. And so, Richard, I want to thank you for your help. You've been one of the people that's been with us from the very beginning over the last 4 years as mayor, and I know you will continue to be helpful. And Kris and Patrick, I know that you will also be working with us. And then finally, as president of the Cupertino Veterans Memorial Board, I also want to thank you, Richard. You were at our golf tournament. You've been a supporter. You've approved our plans. You're one of our biggest supporters. And Patrick, you too. And Kris, since we are going to be dedicating this memorial during your term, I'm going to ask you to work with us and find a very special way for you to be a part of it. So again, I'm very proud of this council. It's a wonderful city, and our staff, as you say, well, many people in this community don't realize it. It's the whole group together that make Cupertino such a special place. So thank all of you very, very much.
Thank you, Sandy.
My name is Gilbert Wang, and I'm here as a community member. It's kind of hard to follow after a former mayor or anything. So before I invite the rest of the group here, I just want to say some things to outgoing former Mayor Richard Lowenthal. I think Vice Mayor Patrick Kwok kind of stole the outstanding stuff that you did this year, but I think the best that working with Richard was on the Lunar New Year Unity Parade, which he founded together with Michelle Hu, and he brought the community together. I think that there was ways on how to bring the community together, but Richard was not afraid of getting in, something in the middle of controversy and bringing people together, and I think that was the most thing that I think I remembered working with Richard and something that he championed. I want to say thank you for bringing the community together.
Thank you, Gilbert.
Thank you. I want to say congratulations to Patrick for serving as a second term again as vice mayor as well, and to Kris Wang. This is a really proud moment for the community for being the mayor, being the first Chinese American woman mayor. I know that we worked together when we were commissioners, when you were on Parks and Recreation, and when we were on planning, on how frustrating and sometimes challenging it is to be a commissioner. Since we don't know being commissioner, what do we do, how do we do, and sometimes we will share our thoughts on how to be a commissioner, and sometimes we will, cry together or complain together or even share moments of being a commissioner and everything. But I think we fall into footsteps like former Mayor Michael Chang,
Right.
who has encouraged us to get involved in the community here, and also another very good mentor here, everything. But on behalf of Michelle, Patrick, Paul, Michael, Gilbert, Steve, and Carrie, there was a lot of women here who wanted this bouquet, Kris. Everything. We like to present these, but before I present, I think a couple of us want to say a couple of words before I present this to you. Mayor Chang?
Sure. I wasn't planning to say anything, but I think now that I'm up here, I want to just very quickly say how much I appreciated having the opportunity to serve the city of Cupertino and working with all the members of this council, including Alden when he was on the Planning Commission, but all the council members and the staff under the direction of City Manager David Knapp. It's really great to be able to see you and to see all the fine work that you have done. I want to thank Richard for his strong leadership this year. All the achievements that he mentioned are really our city's achievement, done with the cooperation of all the council members. And one can see over time how many achievements there are, even though some of those achievements actually take 5, 6, 7 years to accomplish. But they are real and they are worth the time that the council members put in. I want to congratulate Kris Wang and Patrick Kwok for being mayor and vice mayor. This is going to be, as Gilbert just said, the first time Chinese American woman. It's about time we have a woman again as mayor here. And in this case, Kris Wang, I think that our city will stand to really benefit from her strong leadership. And I really look forward to this year. Will be a very successful year and a very good year for our city. Thank you for serving.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Mayor Chang.
Steve Ting from Cupertino. I just want to say a few words to Richard, my good friend. And I'm here late. I'm sorry for that. And I understand that many people have covered your accomplishment.
That's okay. You could do it again.
About a city-related business, but I really want to say a few words on a personal level. And I think Richard and I met, I believe, back in 2001, and Richard invited me and a few others who are concerned about the well-being of the city and talked about how we can work together. And I was very much impressed by the candid and straightforward talk that I received from Richard. And part of the result of that conversation led to a very first Lunar New Year Unity Parade. I still remember that. And I very much appreciate your involvement. And in the next few years, then Richard, you and I have been working together in the several community organizations as well as community-based projects. And I also got to know with you more, and also got to know with your family, Alan and Lindsay here, more. And I very much treasure our friendship. And I remember in the beginning of this year, in January, that when you gave the State of the City speech, You quote, you actually help to share your thought about the world is flat. And in that particular slides, you also mentioned about the multiculturalism is a good thing. And you mentioned also about the problem is about high schools. That actually we want to prepare our youngsters to be successful, to take on the global economy as well as global competition. I still remember, if not, I'm not quoting the words exactly, but that's pretty much to that effect.
It's much better than I did it, actually.
Right. So I say that your style, your easy going style and the listening style, and very much appreciated by many of us. And your vision, your passion to make Cupertino a better place to stay will always be remembered. And I said that your interest to reach out to the community, and I'm saying the whole community, and it earned my respect and the respect from many others. So I want to take this opportunity again to thank you as a mayor, as a good friend, and last, I want to say now we can play golf starting from the tea time in the afternoon. So you are no longer the mayor anymore, I suppose. Thank you very much.
All right, see you tomorrow.
All right. I also want to take this opportunity to say a few words about Kris, the new mayor. And we've been working together very closely in the last several years. And I got to know with you also much better. And it's not an easy task, as you told me, as I also understand, as a new immigrant, as a person, as a woman, to try to serve the public and take on the challenge. I really admire it. And I just couldn't do it. I have to be very frankly, very honest with you. And I very much admire your willing to sacrifice your personal time and willing to actually engage everybody in the community. And I particularly appreciate the fact that you, knowing that there may be different opinions in the community, but you want to do the right thing for the community. You don't mind to take the criticism. And many times after you're listening to the viewpoints from different fronts, you're willing also to change your own position for the better for the city, and I appreciate that. So with that, then I congratulate again you as a new mayor, and don't hesitate. Call on me if I can add any value, and I can contribute anything at all to work with you to make the Cupertino even better place to stay. And I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate Patrick, my good friend, to be the vice mayor. So with that, then thank you.
Thanks, Steve, so much. You're not telling me, Steve, you're not telling me the new mayor cannot play golf, huh?
That's not true.
That's not true.
Kerry Chen, community member. You know, I think all of you up there would agree that you couldn't do your jobs if you didn't work with others. And as somebody who's worked with all of you, and particularly Kris, who back in 2003, as somebody fresh out of college, she gently convinced me to work on her campaign. And it's amazing to see here 3 years later in your position. So I want to say congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Kerry. Thank you so much.
So this time, I'd like to ask Mayor Kris Wang if you can come up and accept this flowers, and Patrick, if you can come up and help, since you're part of.
Free ride for me.
I want to see Patrick hold the flowers.
Hello everybody. About little over than 1 year ago, we started coming to these meetings, and we got to
move the
know.
microphone a little bit off. There we go.
And we got to know all of you. Richard, thank you for everything that you have done for us last year. You showed me how we can have our differences and still become friends. I really appreciate that. I would send you a mail, and within like 10 minutes, I would have a reply from you. That kind of commitment to the community is really, I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Shilpa, very much.
Thank you. And now, Kris, congratulations.
Thank you.
I've seen you, I've been coming to the meetings, I've seen you sitting there doing some calculations and trying to convince all other your co-council members about your side, where you are coming from, and mostly in minority. But I would like to tell you that you are not minority. We are with you. So, and also I will take this opportunity to really appreciate all the council members. I really appreciate, even though we have differences, that we know that you put in a lot of time. Even though we are at home, you are working here for us, our community, and we really appreciate that. And one last thing about the city staff. Somebody also mentioned it. Candice, whenever I make a call, Candice will pick it up. And no matter how many times I call, she would pleasantly greet me and would transfer me to any department. I would ask her number of other department, and she would still transfer me, give the number, everything. And also Aki, past year, I really called Aki many times, and she was really, really very helpful. Gary, Kim, Steve, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shilpa.
My name is Patty Chi. Cupertino residents. I represent CARE to thank you, former Mayor Lowenthal, for your service the last service, and then we also like to congratulate to Kris, new Mayor Kris Wang, and also Vice Mayor Patrick Kwok, and then we are looking forward to work with you from tomorrow, I think, and then also next year.
Thank you, Peggy.
I'm Ned Britt. I'm representing concerned citizens of Cupertino. We're joining with the CARE people here to congratulate our new mayor, Her Honor Kris Wang, and Vice Mayor Patrick Kwok, and to thank Richard Lowenthal, our outgoing mayor, for his services. We look forward to working with you, and we expect some good things in the coming years. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I interrupt?
All right.
I want to interrupt for just a second. I want to thank especially Patty and Ned for coming here, and Shilpa and Ruby and other people. You know, we've had these campaigns on A, B, and C, and D and E. Interesting enough, A through E. And although certainly we have our disagreements, your passion and the amount of work that you put in for what you feel is the best for Cupertino is wonderful. And going door to door and collecting signatures and working hard and making phone calls and writing letters and all that, I know we all have the same aim with just kind of different ways of getting there, but I deeply appreciate, and we all do, deeply appreciate your commitment to Cupertino. So, you know, I think it's democracy in action, and we're pleased that there are people working so hard for the best for Cupertino. So thank you for coming tonight. It took some courage, and we appreciate you out here tonight.
Thank you for your appreciation.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I just wanted to echo what Richard just said, and I also want to extend that recognition, not just to CARE, but also concern, 3C group people. Thank you for your carrying our community, our city. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Albert Wang. I represent Friends of Children with Special Needs. We're a group not based in Cupertino, but we have services here in the city. And although I don't know Richard that well, but I do know someone once told me how you can tell a man's inner soul is to play golf with him. And Richard played golf with the same zeal as I'm sure he serves as a mayor of Cupertino. Very thoughtful, humorous, even when he's, hitting 3 strokes in the sand, but he's still laughing at himself. So I think Cupertino was well served by Richard and will continue to be well served by Richard. I want to congratulate Kris Wang, who serves on the board of Friends of Children with Special Needs with me, a wonderful supporter for us who helped to build this organization, now spanning like 8 nice cities, 25 different programs, although not based here, certainly have a large presence here, as well as in nearby cities, Saratoga, San Jose, etc. Did you read the Mercury this morning?
Yeah, I did.
Good. So
It was a really good report.
Thank you so much for helping us build that organization. We really look forward to working with you in the future years as a mayor and the future as council member and community members to provide more services for special needs children and adults in the city of Cupertino. And we'd like to present to you our flowers.
Thank
If you could come down. We have here with me my wife Anna, local program director, Andy, Cupertino local, and Jim Chow, president of FCSN.
Please, come on, Andy.
Come up to the stage.
Sorry?
All right.
Brandon,
You want to tell us who you are and
All right. Hello, I'm Stefan Schurigen, and I've been a citizen of Cupertino for several years. And I've really enjoyed the development that's happened here. Since then, I've become an art student, and it's been really exciting to see the plans you guys have set for Valco and the kind of architecture that's been springing up all over the place. It was really wonderful. I definitely enjoy the library. And so as the torch is handed off, I look forward to further developments and maybe even getting involved in city government.
Please do.
Alrighty.
good?
Good evening. I'm Mark McKenna, President of Cupertino Chamber of Commerce. Richard and I started off this year together, and we've been through a lot. One of the stories that I've saved for this night was the first time I had to get up and speak with Richard at State of the City last year. Now, everybody's been saying nice things about him. I can start off and say, no, I didn't appreciate that at all. Richard is a polished politician. He knows what he's saying. He knows what he's doing. State of the City, I'm up there, I'm doing my stuff, introducing people, giving out awards. Richard's right over here, just on the corner of my periphery. Every 5 minutes, like clockwork, looks at his watch, throws a stutter into me that I just have a real tough time overcoming. So anyways, what I'd like to say is thank you. You know, I'm putting it in terms that I can appreciate. When you play a sport with you, you have to raise to the occasion of the player. Richard, you've raised the bar, and anyone that plays on your court has to come up to it. We appreciate that. I appreciate that as a person because it's made me step up and be a better speaker. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark, I think. Thanks very much.
With your permission, I'm going to give this to your wife.
Oh, great.
That's sweet.
Thank you very much. How nice. She deserves it, certainly.
Okay, I'm going to cover both of you at the same time. Kris, Mayor Wang.
Thank you.
Just remember that little trick on whoever's president of the chamber. Just keep looking at your watch.
Who's next? Gilbert.
What's the next?
And I'd also just also like to point out yours is bigger, okay?
Oh.
The chamber looks forward to working with you in the coming year, and we appreciate everything you've done with us in the past, and we're looking forward to a great year. And where would you like me to deliver these?
In her hands. Go on.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on up here.
The picture.
Thank you so much. And please bring back my appreciation to the whole chamber board. All right? Thank you.
Thanks.
Good evening. I'm John Kessler, and I'm the District Director for State Senator Alquist, and also a longtime resident of Cupertino. I just wanted to pass on from the Senator her congratulations to you, Kris and Patrick, for assuming these roles. She's traveling, and I'm delighted to be here to represent her this evening.
Want me to come out here?
No, I'm fine.
right.
Good here. I just wanted to
You
say.
want me to go out there? No?
Oh, no. I just wanted to congratulate you on behalf of her. And I also wanted to just make a comment real quickly. Richard, thank you very much for your service to the city. This is, you've been on the council for a while, and you've had the opportunity to be mayor a couple of times, and I know it's a big load, and you've done a great job in representing the city and to really, helping us move forward. Thank you so much. And Patrick, again, an opportunity for you to show some more leadership. It's reassuring to have you have the experience that you have in being on the council. And I think it was mentioned earlier that it takes really 5 people to be on council. And Orrin, congratulations on your first year and really stepping in, having served as a planning commissioner in the past. Really, again, a strong sense of community involvement and leadership. I think it would also be appropriate that we also recognize Councilmember Sandoval, who has served 5 years on the council and has done a terrific job, an outstanding job, and shown great leadership here in the council. And I think for a few of you, and certainly other electeds in the room, Liz and Sandy and Michael, when you serve a long time and have a long history of public service, that says something about you as an individual. It's a commitment to the community. And I can tell you that Councilmember Sandoval has given a tremendous commitment to the community with her service on the Foothill De Anza Board of Trustees for a long time, showing great leadership towards education and helping our community. And then again, her service here in the council. So I feel that all 5 of you should be recognized tonight for great work. Thank you so much for giving our community.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Marty Miller, and let me start by saying, Richard, thank you. I'd like to add my thank you. I've watched a lot of council meetings this past year, and I have to say, Richard, that your leadership was incredibly great, and your insight, the way you work things through, and the guidance that you provide was very impressive. More than that, over the last couple of years, you and I have had a number of conversations, lots of emails, and I also appreciate the guidance and the counseling that you've given me with regard to city issues. And then stepping on further, I'd like to say that I know you as a Rotary member, a member of CCS, I believe you're on the high school board. There's probably a number of other organizations I'm not familiar with that you have been not only just a member of, but a leader of. And in my 26 years in Cupertino, I don't know of anyone else who has worked as much and as tirelessly and have given as much of himself to the city as you have.
Well, thank you, Marty. That's
really
great.
Appreciate that.
I appreciate your comments, Marty. Thank you.
Kris, you and I've had the good fortune of working with you on a number of different events, the Unity Parade. We talked about other things going on in the city, and I have appreciated and valued your counsel as well, and I'm really happy to see you as mayor this year, and I know that you're going to do an outstanding job.
Thank you, Marty.
And Patrick, you are an old hand and have done a great job before, and I know that this is going to be wonderful for you as well. Thank you all.
Thanks, Marty.
Good evening. I'm Naomi Nakano Matsumoto. I'm the Executive Director for Cupertino Community Services. And on behalf of the staff, I wanted to come up and say thank you to the City of Cupertino, but most especially to Richard for your leadership and your support in making sure that all residents in Cupertino have access to resources and make sure that, they have their basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter. And, Richard, you lead not only through the City Council, but you lead by example personally, and I thank you for all your time and commitment to CCS.
Thank you, Naomi, very much.
And then to Kris, congratulations, and personally as an Asian American woman, I applaud you, and I am very excited to see an Asian American woman in this role, and I look at my daughter and I know that she has a very good role model to look at, so thank you very much.
Thank you for a nice.
My name is Chihua Wei. I'm a longtime Cupertino resident. First, I wanted to say a few words to Richard. I think in my life I'm pretty proud of myself, but I rarely call people my teacher, but I do call and consider Richard my teacher. Organization of Special Needs Families was founded 4 years ago. Now it's becoming a big community service group after Rotary Club and Cupertino Community Service. But few of people know that the funding of OSF was through the consultation and encouragement of Richard Lowenthal. Well, I wanted to skip the policy contribution and the economic growth contribution that Richard has made to the city of Cupertino. I want to go directly to what I admire about Richard is that his heart toward people. I would call Richard a people's mayor. I wanted to recall that when first time I was introduced to serve the local VIP soccer league for special needs children was through Richard. I was very amazed that Richard not only played golf well, he was also a volunteer coach and a referee for the VIP special needs soccer program. And through Richard, I realized there's a lot needs to be done and a lot that we can give our heart to the needy and to the unfortunate and for people who is really needing all this help. So I'm holding a Bible in my hand. I often like to quote from it, but I'm not going to. I only have 3 minutes. But there's a good character in the Bible that's called a Good Samaritan. That is when a person who is really in need, that people are passing by this person, the Good Samaritan comes by and help and care for the person. I think Richard is the person. And so today I just wanted to tell you how wonderful it has been that I am a citizen of a resident of Cupertino and have you as our mayor.
Thank you, Chihuahua. Thanks very much.
And I want to say, I want to say a few words to Kris, and I think we trace
Before you
back.
say something, I want to apologize in public because I missed the OSF event this time because I have 5 events that day. I missed it. I feel really bad.
Only 5?
Only 5.
That's okay. And we trace back to our children grow up together, and that was a surprise to me.
That's true.
And I can see your heart and your growth, and I'm very honored to see you become a mayor and the first woman mayor of Cupertino and an Asian.
First Asian woman.
And also to Patrick, and you're such a wonderful man, and I feel so cozy, and I get to you, and I know you're a real person. So I'm so very happy to see all you here, and have my congratulations.
Thank you, Chila. Thank you.
Hi, I am Cindy Chang, and as the resident in Cupertino, I'm here to appreciate for the hard work for many years the city has done for us. And as the past years, Richard has done tremendous changes for Cupertino, that some of the things already shown that we can see, we can enjoy, and definitely looking forward for the next years for all of you, for all the council, Dolly and Patrick and Orin and all the staff, city manager and attorney, everyone here to serving people like just residents like me. And also like to congratulate Mayor Wang, the first Asian American woman to be mayor. It's definitely a role model for me. And actually, because of the change of Cupertino, we have decided to become a block leader and start just to care for our community. And the first year we had was just our first, the only street. And one of the 30-year residents came out with the potluck, with the play, and said, I cannot believe people doing that. I have never had this in 30 years.
Wow.
And the first time you guys doing it, the first party I ever attend is a foreigner. But this says that I have seen what you have done to us, and we definitely are here to follow your footsteps. And then the very next year, we had 5 blocks, and with 230-something residents, And of course, each time we have block party, we invite council women, and then Kris is always there. So that proves me how a community person Kris is, and that definitely convinced all the neighbors that we have. So thank you very much again. I'm just here to show my appreciation. I'm definitely looking forward for a better Cupertino from today on. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Tom B., and I'm from Sacramento.
Wow.
And I'm the Vice President of Public Relations for Asian Pacific Islanders American Public Affairs. And I met Kris last Saturday in one of the events. We're going to set up the chapter in the Bay Area. And I was very, very impressed. And she invited me to this function. I was very, very impressed and to see how the former Mayor Richard Lowenthal so involved in the community, and also the cohesiveness of the city councils and also with the communities. And in fact, the first time I witnessed this was 2 weeks ago when Mayor Otoli was sworn in by Congressman Mike Honda. I was there too. So I'm going to tell our mayor in Sacramento and city council and what I witnessed tonight. And I also would like to congratulate Mayor Wang and Vice Mayor Patrick Kwok and for their position. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Lowenthal, and I would just like to thank my dad, not just for being the mayor, though I do think he has been the best mayor thus far Cupertino has seen. But it might be a little biased, but you know. But I'd like to thank him as my role model. He's been my role model. He's been had terrific success in business, inspiring me to work hard in school so I can someday try and be as successful as him. He's been so dedicated to the service he does, which has made me want to dedicate my life and a lot of my energy into service as well. And he's been a terrific dad, the best dad in the world, installing all these morals in me and always showing a good example. And also, he's just my buddy. We're pals. We do things together. We go on bike rides to Pete's Coffee. We go on vacations, walk the dog, just have a great time on vacations, and we're just friends. And I think I'm so lucky to have such a great role model right with me in everything I do. So thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Proud of that.
Yeah, that's great. I think she's a politician in the making, though.
Yeah. Well, she has good training. Mine's kind of personal, too. Everybody's talking about public, but Richard does a lot of things that take a lot of time personally. I probably have sent him at least 200 emails in the last year, and Richard and I have a very we have good conversations in email, and it takes a lot of time on his part, and I really appreciate it. The other item, which is more public, is the subject that he mentioned. It's kind of gone by here very quickly, and that is the increase in the tax base, where Cupertino now gets 7% of the property tax versus 4%. Way back in the dark ages, I started talking with former deceased Mayor Wally Dean about this, and always the question, well, it's been tried, and everybody's taking a shot at it, and but I really want to congratulate you, because that took a major effort. It's been played around with for about 9 years, and I know it took a lot of work from the supervisors, and you had to go to the state. But that was one of the real major long-range accomplishments with all of the others, and as citizens appreciate it. I also like the fact that the city is mixed. I've been here 38 years, and I feel comfortable. People say, why don't you move? You have your house. I say, I like it here. In fact, I go ride my bike sometimes at 12 or midnight in the neighborhood I live in. I get up and nobody's out there, few deer. Anyway, and congratulations to you, Kris Wang, Mayor, and to Patrick Kwok. I know we have a very good year and future, and thank you very much for all
Thank you, Leslie, very much.
All of you.
Just to be completely on the record or on the up and up, the tax change couldn't have been done without Dolly's help. So Dolly deserves our recognition too. Dolly Sandoval.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you so much for all these comments, all this nice word to Richard. And I think at the end, before we move on to the next agenda, I would like to invite everybody, let's give another big round of applause to Richard for a great job, outstanding job.
Thank you all.
And I see a few people already started party in the lobby, and so just bear with us just a few minutes, and we'll have a small business. Once we finish, we'll all can join. All right.
Just adjournment.
We adjourn the oral communication. I think we're done with that. Now the adjournment. This council meeting will adjourn to Wednesday tomorrow, December the 6th. Is that at 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
Should be
It's
6 o'clock.
incorrect.
Okay.
Closed session at 6.
6 o'clock, the closed section. All right, so meeting adjourned tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And we open a redevelopment agency meeting. City clerk, roll call, please.
Agency member Richard Lowenthal.
Here.
Orrin Mahoney.
Here.
Dolly Sandoval.
Still here.
Patrick Kwok.
Here.
Chairwoman Kris Wang.
Here, thank you. Now, the new business, we're A and B. Anybody in favor?
I move that we defer the new business A and B to a later day, because right now, I think
Till tomorrow night.
To tomorrow
night.
Okay.
Till December.
Because
I'd
right
second
now,
that.
it's between the new business and refreshment, I think the refreshment takes precedence.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so let's vote on Bud Light.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, great. Now, the next is adjournment. We'll adjourn this development agency meeting to tomorrow night, December 6th at 6 o'clock.
I guess that one.
Well, no, that's after.
After the
After the
council
regular
meeting,
meeting.
so we're on date.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Close
you.
enough.
Please join us to the reception and lobby. Thank you so much.
Free food and drink.